Good evening, teachers. My name is Aurikdash. I am going to start presenting on behalf of Group 1. The name of our project is Digital Clock with Stopwatch. We are all familiar with the concepts of clock. Analog and digital are two types of clock. A digital clock is such type of clock that displays the time in a numerical digits rather than by hands on a dial. In our project, we tried to build a digital clock with basic primitive gates and showed the output on a 7-segment display. The components we used in our project is shown in the slide. To accomplish our project, certain steps were followed. First, we generated the clock pulse by a 555 timer. We used 4026 counter IC to drive the displays. The primitive gates were used to reset the ICs on desired count. Few trusted buffers were used to isolate the clock and stopwatch output. Now my partner Ahmed Imtiaz will continue from here.
Hello, this is Ahmed Imtiaz. I'm going to continue from here. The first challenge of our team was to generate a suitable clock pulse of 1 Hz to feed the clock circuit. We have used 555 timer to generate the clock pulse. The frequency of the pulse was controlled by 2 potentiometers and capacitor. Here, we have used 2 ports instead of 1 to smooth the controlling process. Then the clock pulse was fed to 4026 counter. To drive the SSDs or 7-segment displays, we have used 4026 decade counter. It counts from 0 to 9. Through the buffer, it eliminates the SSDs to show the counting. We have used 7-segment displays to show the outputs. We have showed hours, minutes, and seconds in the SSDs. Thus, we have used 6 SSDs in total. Now, my partner Fahim Muntasir will continue from here.
Assalamu alaikum. I am Fahim Muntasir. Now I will explain the main logical part of the circuit. We have to reset the second and minute after 59 and hour after 23. That's why we use AND gate. For example, hour will reset if 6th display shows 2 and 5th display shows 4. For this, we take input from 11 pin of 6th IC and 6th and 7th pin of 5th IC to the AND gate, and output will reset the hours. Now stopwatch. The stopwatch same as the clock circuit except our segment, because our stopwatch will only show minute and second. Here is a SPDT switch to pause and resume the stopwatch, and another switch to reset the stopwatch. Now my another project partner Fahim Faisal will explain the later part.
Hello, I am Fahim Faisal and I am going to continue from here. Now the question arises, how do you show the clock and stopwatch output in the same set of 7-segment displays? We had to find a way to isolate the clock and stopwatch outputs, so that when we need it, we can show the desired output by a simple switching. To accomplish this, we use tri-state buffers. A tri-state buffer is basically an input control switch. Its 3-state logic allows an output or input pin to assume a high impedance state, which effectively removes the output from the circuit. Here, the workings of a basic tri-state buffer are illustrated. As we can see, that when the input logic is 0, no output is passed, and when the input logic is 1, the output is successfully passed. In our circuit, we switched the buffer states to show the clock and stopwatch output separately. As the clock and stopwatch circuits run independently, their output will remain intact. Here is the picture of our full circuit. Here are our team members. And thank you. Any queries are appreciated.
Hello, this is the whole circuit block of our project. The heart of our circuit block is the main clock circuit. Here we have tried to generate a 1 Hz clock signal by using a 555 timer. We have used few potentiometers, few capacitors to get our required 1 Hz clock signal. Now I am going to power up the clock circuit. As you can see, the LED is blinking and we have successfully generated our 1 Hz clock signal. The main feature of our project was to show the output of the stopwatch block and the main clock block in the same set of 7-segment displays. For that, we had to use a few set of tri-state buffers. These isolate the main clock output and the stopwatch output, and we can decide which output we want to show on the 7-segment displays. Now I am showing the outputs. Let us connect the power source first. As you can see, the clock has started. And now it is 1:47 AM, so I am setting the time accordingly. For our convenience, we are turning off the light. Now you will see the hour reading will reset automatically after 23. The minute reading is changing as I am pressing the push button. Now the time is set perfectly at 1:47 AM. Now let us see where the minute reading resets. Now we will set the minute reading to 59 and we'll see if it resets after 59. And I am pressing the push button one more time, and as you can see, the minute reading has resetted and the hour reading has become 2. The important feature of our project was to show the stopwatch output and the main digital clock output on the same set of 7-segment displays. Now I am going to demonstrate that. I am powering on the circuit. We are again turning up the light for our convenience. Now as you can see, the time is set at 2:10 AM. Now I will be switching to our stopwatch mode. Now I am resetting the stopwatch value. Now I will start the stopwatch. As you can see, the stopwatch has started. As you can see, the stopwatch value is stored. Now we want to reset the stopwatch value. The stopwatch is successfully resetted. Now we want to go to our main clock mode and see if it really hold the actual clock value. As you can see, as we entered to the stopwatch mode and we have turned back to the clock mode, the time has remained the same. In other words, the 7 segments display the same digital clock and the stopwatch value simultaneously. Hello, this is our simulation circuit. Here are 6 7-segment displays. Here is our stopwatch block and here is our main circuit block. We use 2 clock circuits using 555 timer, one for main clock and one for stopwatch. Now I am simulating. As you can see, the main clock circuit is operational. Now I am setting the time. Now I am moving to the stopwatch mode. For that, we used SPDT switches. We have successfully entered into stopwatch mode. Now I am starting the stopwatch. As you can see, the stopwatch has started. Now I am holding the value on stopwatch. Now I am resetting the stopwatch. Now, if we want to move back to the original clock mode, we again do the switching. As you can see, we have successfully moved back to the main clock mode.
Thank you. Any queries are appreciated.